Hi, Janet. I just uploaded a video and I'm trying to make sure it's gonna, um, okay, it did. Good. Just making sure it's gonna actually work. It's good to see you. Hi, Joan. I'm glad you're here. I just needed to visit with my friends for a little bit. Hi, Susan. It's good to see you. Hi, Mary. I'm so glad y'all are here. When my husband gets home from work at 6:15 tonight, he's gonna take my computer and do some work on it, change out the hard drive, and try to clean up the processing. And so I won't be able to be at Mary's Live tonight. And I was feeling like I was um, missing out. So I decided I would come on and talk to you a little bit. Hi, Isabel. It's good to see you. Anyway, I got a few things that I want to show you. And then I'm going to play with this and see if the things I bought today will help it. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to ask Santa for a big shot for Christmas or if I'm going to try to make this one work. Um, anyway, yeah, tech stuff. I hate tech stuff, but I'm glad he can do it and I don't have to take it into a shop and have somebody else do it. Um, so I need to not complain. But hi, Sharon. It's good to see you. Hi, Tanya. First thing I want to show. Well, I want to show you several things. Um, I've been watching Sonia Step 2. Janet, I think, no, Becky is the one who showed this, showed her channel. But I did some slow stitching. I did a square I'm going to put in my journal, my fabric journal. But I thought it turned out really cute. I'm going to do one with the like she did with those stripes of laces too, but I haven't done it yet. Hi, Tanya. I'm glad you're here. So that's one thing I was going to show you. I can do that sitting in my recliner. There's the back of it. So I really liked it. I thought it turned out really cute. And then I went to a thrift store and I got a couple of things and I wanted to show you. This is it's an old, what do you call those things? Business card keeper. And this is leather. And this was like leather embossed onto fabric or something. I don't know, or glued onto fabric or something. It was just very, very thin. What do you call that? What do you call that when they just add like a veneer of leather onto fabric? Anyway, that's what this part is. And then this part is the leather, an old leather thing, but inside it's man-made materials. It's really a real weird compilation of stuff. But I'm going to take these out. I may keep them just because it's interesting what different kinds of he had a lot of different businesses, so I'll keep those and do something with them. But I thought I might turn this into, do something with this to decorate it. I'm not sure what, maybe sew some lace on top of it or something, and try to turn it into a journal. It's taller than a regular traveler's notebook style. Let's see. It's almost 10 inches tall and 4.5 inches wide. So we'll see. Hi, Danny. It's good to see you. I just needed to visit with my friends because I'm not going to get to go to Mary's Live tonight. I was feeling like I was being neglected. So I was going to miss my time with my friends. Anyway, that's one thing I got at that thrift store, which I thought was neat. And then I got this book at the Friends of the Library little bookstore. It's a German Catholic reader, a German English reader for Catholic schools. And it's mostly all German. There's these little bits are where it tells you the interpretation into English a little bit. But thanks, Tanya. I'm going to miss y'all too. Hopefully he'll have it fixed and ready to go by the time your live comes on Sunday, Tanya. I hope I don't have to miss that one, too. That would be sad. I'm already sad enough. But I've got plenty of stuff to keep me busy, so not being on the internet would probably be good for me, but I'm gonna miss y'all. Anyway, I thought that was cool. I paid $2 for that at the Friends of the Library store. It's from 1910, I think. Yeah, from 1910. Anyway, I really like that. And then I ordered a couple of things from Jerry at Recycle Parts for Arts, and I got those in, and I've been just chomping at the bit. I even opened it, and then I made myself wait. So, well, I don't know that anything's really wrong. My computer's just running slower, and the chances of a crash happening with a solid state hard drive are a lot less than with a regular hard drive. And so he got a good deal on a solid state hard drive with 1 terabyte of memory. And so he wants to put that in here. And then he wants to get rid of some extraneous programs. You know how they always come with extraneous programs, things that I'm not using. And he's hoping getting rid of those things will make the process faster and easier. So it's not that there's really something wrong. It just needs kind of some upgrade work. Yeah, I think the new hard drive will be good. The computer I had before this one, um, it made things like switching pages on the internet and stuff like that like twice as fast just to change the hard drive. So yeah, it needs some love. That's right. He tried to do the backup of all of my files and everything last night, and there was just too much stuff on here. It wasn't wanting to back it up. And so he's going to clean up some stuff first and then do a backup. Anyway, it may take a couple of days. He was hoping to have it done last night, and it didn't work out that way. But I have to show you what. Oh, look. She sent me a little ATC. Wasn't that sweet? With a vintagey old paper clip. I wonder if she vintaged that or if it is vintage. I love them when they're not shiny, when they're kind of got that coppery look. And then I got this little book. I just thought it was adorable. It's even smaller than I thought it was, though. I thought it was tiny, but I didn't know it was this tiny. But look at this little book. It's got notes in it. See if I can figure out what it is. That's the hours that they worked. Got some addresses. Some stuff crossed out. I guess those people moved and they needed to change their addresses. Anyway, I just thought it was adorable. I may do some little bitty collages in here, just ones that are, where just maybe, and I may just keep it like this. It's just so cute. I may photocopy these pages and use them in some other journals. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I just thought it was adorable. So I was glad there was one of those left so I could get it. Because I went one day to her website to order, and for some reason my order didn't go through. It looked at PayPal like it went through, but it didn't. And so I had to go back the next day and do it again. And so I was afraid I might not get that because there was only, I think, one of those left. And then there were only 2 of these left. And I really wanted these stamps too. So I love old stamps. And I'm making a little tiny collage book. Let me get that and show you. I'm making a little tiny collage book with stamps. And so I needed some more stamps for my focal points. That's all I've gotten so far, but can't have too many stamps. And they don't take up much space, so. Ooh, looky there. And these were from all over the world. They're not just United States, which is what I wanted. I like having a big variety of things. Here's one, collective bargaining. Here's a 5-cent one, a crusade against cancer. It shows how long we've been trying to fight cancer. And all of our research is, hopefully it'll pay off soon. There's one from New Zealand. There's a Helen Keller stamp. Oh, here's a Christmas one I can use in my December daily. I'm going to set that aside. Anyway. Oh, look at that one. It's from Portugal. I don't know if y'all can see those good or not. Anyway, I was excited to get these. I got some at Walmart. I mean, not Walmart, Hobby Lobby. But it said they might have some repeats, but they had so many repeats. There were like, out of the 100 stamps in there were like 20 of them that were Queen Elizabeth. And I'm happy to have some stamps of Queen Elizabeth, but I don't want it to be 1/5 of everything I have. Oh, here's one from Australia. Trying to get the glare off. Queen Elizabeth, I think, has more stamps than anybody else. Oh, that one's pretty when she's young. Here's George Washington. Oh, what is that? I have no idea what that is or where it's from, but I don't know if you can see it, but it's really pretty. Oh, here's one from New Zealand. Isn't that cute? That'd make a great focal point. Here's another one from New Zealand. I like New Zealand stamps. They have a whole bunch of different things. Here's one from Trinidad. There's another one from New Zealand. I love these New Zealand stamps, Jerry. I know she's probably not here, but I like that she sent a bunch of them from New Zealand because they're all different. Here's one from Denmark. And I like that most of them have been postmarked. Here's another one from Australia. Anyway, I just think, oh, wow, what's that one? From the Republic of France. I was having a hard time figuring out what it was. That's pretty too. Oh, look here. This one's from Peru. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to put these up for now, but they would look good on ATCs, and I may use some of them that way. I'm going to stick this one aside over here with my December daily stuff. I just uploaded a video showing my December 1 through 6 December dailies just right before we started this. But one of the things I wanted to do is I'm still trying to decide if I want I want Santa to bring me a big shot. We're all big girls. We know who Santa is. So I was looking for some shim type things. I went to Hobby Lobby, and everything that they had there was either really skinny or it was wider than this. And except for these, and these are not made to be shims, they're magnetic sheets. And now that I'm looking at it, it may just be made to store them on, but it was thin, kind of like my cardboard. Where did I put my cardboard piece? That the one I made. This is actually a little bit thicker, I think, than this. But I thought we'd try it and see if we can get it to work. I also went to Dollar Tree and got some different thicknesses of placemats. And I thought we would try some of those to see if the combination of this and this will be enough to get it to do the embossing it's supposed to do, and the cutting. So we're gonna play with it a minute here and see if it'll work. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I don't want to wait till January. Oh, isn't that terrible? Oh, that is a good idea. That is a good idea. We'll see if I can have patience, or if I'm going to be like my kids and not be able to be very patient. I'm going to put one of these over the top of it and see if it'll. Oh, that might be too much. Let's just try it like this first. Oh, no, that's not going to be enough. I can tell already. It didn't have any, but I think that one's too much. I saw a couple on eBay that had, more shims and stuff with them than what comes when you buy them new. And so I may end up doing the eBay thing. Oh, the big bite's good. You're going to enjoy your present, Tanya. I enjoy mine. My husband bought me the big bite when I was thinking I was going to be doing some. Well, it's embossing barely, but not very good. Um, Thinking I was going to be making some journals and selling them, and I thought if I was going to make a bunch of them, I didn't want to have to. Yeah, I understand. Anyway, he was just asking me the other day, what happened to selling journals? I said, well, right now, I don't think my journals are good enough anybody would want to buy them. I need to make a few more before I make that decision. But the glass is embossed. It barely works. I'm still not happy with it, but it may just be that that's the way they are. I don't know. Hi, Alina. Glad you're here. Oh, well, thank you, Tanya. Okay, let's try it again and see if we can use that. I'm trying to get this in a smaller footprint here. Let's see if we can get it this little bit thicker one. Maybe it'll help it emboss better. I don't know. Oh, yeah, there we go. I was going to say it won't even go in there, but it is. Those of you that do have the Cuttlebug or the Big Shot or those kinds of things, do they usually do good in one pass? Because one of the things I don't like about this is I definitely have to push down on it at least twice. Look at that. Like embossed it in this, but just barely cut it out in this. No embossing. Let's Yeah, and that's why I decided decided if I'm going to get one, it's going to have to be like the Big Shot or the Cuddle Bug or something like that, because I can't afford to $200 or $300 or something. $100 is more than I really want to spend, but that's my Christmas allowance, my Christmas present allowance. So, um, whatever I get has to be that much or less. Yeah. Well, this is a magnetic plate, but I'm not sure if it's one that's actually made to use on the machine or if it was just made to store them on. But I found these at Hobby Lobby, and there were 3 in there. And it looks like they've got stamps on the other side, which is what makes me think that it's just a storage thing. So I may have to look into the magnetic thing that's for the machine. But I figured if I get a Big Shot, I can use these on it too. So yeah, it's a storage. That's what I thought. Um. Anyway, I was really hoping this was the one that worked the best of the ones that Laura sent me, and so I was hoping that it would emboss, but it didn't really. Yeah, and I haven't thought about looking at Hobby Lobby online or Michael's online, but in the store, I couldn't find the magnetic plate. Well, no, that's not true. I think I did find the magnetic plate for the Big Shot, but it was too big for this, and that's why I didn't bother to get it. You can do less with more, but not more with less. Anyway, I was just wanting to try that out. I still, if you've got these kinds of dies, the sixlets or the fat ones, they work really good on here. But the majority of dies now are these thinlets, and these are, ends up being cheaper to buy them like this. If you have a better chance of finding what you want cheaper, let me put it that way, because I've been looking at some of the ones that are in the big things, and it's in these thick, the thick deals like this. I've been looking at these, and there's just not as many of them, and they're more like something you would use if you were an elementary school teacher. There's lots and lots of letters and things like that, and that's not the kinds of things I really want. So what is a crossover? I don't know anything about that. I do want it to be able to emboss, and that's another reason why I was thinking, I want it to be versatile. I want to have one machine that I can use, and so this one will emboss well, and it'll cut with those big dies well, but it won't cut with the thinlets that are easy to find well. But I've never heard of a crossover, so I'll have to look into that. But like the circuit and things like that, I think those are cool. I would love to be able just to download images and cut them out. I think that would be amazing. But they're so expensive, and they don't emboss. So then you have to have something else to emboss too. Yeah, except we do have a Tuesday morning, Janice. But my Tuesday morning is like, they have a fourth of the amount of craft supplies now that they had 2 years ago. They're just getting less and less craft supplies. I even asked them about it, and they said, "Well, we've got so much stuff, we had to phase out something, and we're phasing out craft supplies." So, so my store is getting rid of their craft supplies pretty much altogether. They have more yarn and quilting fabric, and that's mostly what they've got now. Um, Oh, I didn't realize that long plate had shims attached to it. I just knew that it had a longer plate. So well, that's good to know, because I was wondering, so how much more am I going to have to pay for all those shims if I just buy the big shot, or the big kick or whatever. And I've seen, both of those. The crossover, the roller moves up and down by turning a dial. Okay. Well, see, I thought, Tanya, that the shims had to be bought separately. So I'm glad to know that extra long plate also has the shims with it. I didn't realize that. That makes me happy. So I don't feel like I'm having to buy a bunch of extra stuff, except for the magnetic plate. I definitely think I would want that, because if you're going to use these little finlets, you really need it, I think. So probably that's what I'm going to end up doing is buying the big shot for Christmas, or for after Christmas if I can wait that long. I don't know. I saw one on eBay, a big shot that had a bunch of extra stuff with it for about the same price they sell it on Amazon. And I started to buy it, but I still was hoping I could get this one to work. So okay. All right, I'll have to look into that, Susan. A heating plate in the center for hot foiling. That sounds interesting. But remember, I got to keep it under $100. So that limits a lot of what you can get when it comes to this kind of thing. When you have to keep the price, down. Let me go ahead and put this. Do you like the cuddle bug, Janice? Because I see a lot of those too, and that was another one I was thinking about. It just seems like all the reviews on the big shot were more positive than the reviews on the cuddle bug, and so that's why I was not sure. I do, and I do know the cuddle bug works really good for embossing, because I had a friend who embossed a bunch of papers for me and sent them to me because I didn't have anything to emboss with, which was very, very sweet of her. Oh, yeah, that's true. It's hard to know if it works good or not when you don't have any dies to go with it. Well, you can get some dies from China on eBay that are really, really dirt cheap. It takes them a long time to get here because they have to come so far, but they cost practically nothing, which is something to think about if you don't mind waiting a little while for them to get here. And if you don't mind ordering from China. Create and Craft TV. I'll have to look into that. We don't have any TV. All we have is internet. So if it doesn't stream via the internet like Vudu or Netflix or something like that, I won't be able to watch it. Because I want my internet more than I want TV, and the cost of having both was too high. Yeah, if you can't buy your dyes online, they are very expensive at Hobby Lobby. I was just looking at them earlier when I was getting this, and I was like, 15 or 20 bucks each, which is awfully high. So yeah, I didn't realize it was on YouTube though, Susan. I do have I do have, I do watch a lot of things on YouTube. Um Obviously, I do a lot of stuff on YouTube, but um I forgot. Can't put that in there or it won't go down all the way. I want to get this out of the way. I really loved these too. And these cut decently on here. I did have to, do a 2 or 3 presses, which is what I'm having to do with all of them. Now the fat ones are the ones with plastic behind them. Most dies will work on most machines. This is just such an old machine. It was not made to take these thin kind of dies. But most of these dies, like the Spellbinders, will work on the Cuttlebug. They'll work on the Sizzix. And Sizzix dies will work on the Cuttlebug, and they'll work on the Spellbinders. So they're interchangeable. So if I buy one, I'll be able to use these on it, which is good. I like the knowing that I can use these, hopefully better than I can use them right now. So, but as long as they fit in your machine, most of them are small enough that a lot of the dies will work. Like that little Sizzix, I don't know what they call it, but it's really narrow. You could do these because you could just do them in line, but you couldn't do this one because it's too wide to go in that machine. So you do have to watch the size of your machine. But so far, I've seen so many great reviews about the Big Shot. Yeah, I think any dies that will fit in it will work with it, Janice. That's what it seems to. I mean, it shows it working with the really fat ones, like it shows it working with these and with these and with these, and that's one reason. That's one reason I wanted the Big Shot, because it seems like it'll work through work with any of them. But most of those machines were made, contemporary with these. This machine was not. This machine was, I don't know how old it is. But I know I had some teacher friends who were using them 15 or 20 years ago at school. That's the only reason I even knew what it was when I saw it. So the Cuttlebug, you have to use Cuttlebug dies, Janice. I bet you could use the Sizzix dies on your Cuttlebug. I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, I know the Big Shot will use these fat dies. But I'm not sure about some of the other machines. So thank you, Tanya. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, is getting a Big Shot. It just seems like for the money, it's the best one to get from the research that I've seen. I tell you what, Janice, I'll send you these and you can try them and see if they work. Okay? That way you can know before you decide to buy a different machine. But these were sent to me as a gift, so I could try them on here. So I'll send them to you, and you can try them on your Cuttlebug and see if they work. This brand is Momenta. So if these will work on it, probably anything will work on it as far as these thin ones, because this one worked the least well on this of the ones that I was given. So yes, I think I do have your address. Are you in my Facebook group, Janice, or Tanya's or Becky's? I can't remember who's in which groups. So I'm in all three. So, but I think I've sent you something before in one of those groups. So you're probably in my book. Let me look in my book real quick. Well, you're not in there on the page where I expected you to be. Okay, I'll go to the Happy Meal deal in Becky's group and look for your address. If not, you can private message me on Facebook. I'm Lisa Conway, and my picture on Facebook is the same picture as you see with here on YouTube, and you can send me your address. Okay, thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. Okay, that'll be fine. Let me I'll write it down real quick. Let me find something to write on. I have a ton of stuff until I'm looking for it. Oh. Okay, I'm going to write it down under here. You can go ahead and put it up, Janice, and then delete it as soon as I write it down. Is that McKell? Is it McKell Road? If that's right, go ahead and delete it because that's what I've got written down here. Okay, great. So go ahead and delete that so nobody can see it after this is over. Okay, I'll put that with this, and it'll probably be Monday before I can send that out, but I'll send that out to you, and hopefully it'll work. Yeah. And from what I've seen when I've looked at them, the prices are pretty much the same, the Big Shot and the Big Kick. Okay, thanks, Janice. At least when I looked on Amazon, the price, was pretty much the same, the Big Kick and the Big Shot. So I may look around and see. I'll look on eBay, I'll look on Amazon, I'll look all over and see what I can find to get me the most stuff with it for the best price. I haven't looked since then, but during the the after Thanksgiving sale, yeah, I don't need one. I don't have room for one that's 12 inches wide. That would be huge. Yeah, is that the Big Shot Plus? Is that what that one's called? I can't remember. Something like that. But they had some, that was called a Big Shot Kit, and it had a few dies or something with it. And I was trying to decide, and it was actually, during that time, it was cheaper, like by a couple of dollars than the regular Big Shot. But I haven't looked in the last few days because I've been trying to figure out ways to make this one work. Well, I appreciate y'all coming and visiting with me, because I won't get to be there tonight, and I won't get to be there. I won't get to be on Saturday, and hopefully by Sunday, Tanya, I'll be able to be um, at your live stream. But I got plenty of stuff to do in the house, so I guess I'll actually have to do some housework. I also want to coffee dye and tea dye some papers for a project I'm working on, so I'll probably do that too over the weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up out of the way. Oops. See if I can remember how I had everything in here. Oh, that didn't fit. Let's put this in here. I don't think this one will. Oh yeah, maybe I can get it to. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, this is so heavy. That's another negative. I guess in some ways it's positive because it means it's, will last forever, but it sure is hard to get up and down. Bye-bye, Susan. I'm glad you were here. I'm going to have to go in a little bit too. Oh. I'm trying to decide what kind of papers that I'm going to put inside my book. Oh, some glitter came off onto it. I know Lori Marie's book had papers sticking out every which way, all the way around it, which was really cute. But I think it would probably drive me crazy to have them sticking out very far beyond the edges. And definitely you wouldn't want it on the bottom because you want to be able to stand it up. So I've been, oh, they're in the house though. I was gonna say I've been gathering some map paper and some newspaper and some of the watercolor paintings that my daughter started, and she wasn't happy with what she had, so she didn't finish them, and she told me I could paint over them if I wanted to. Things like that to make my signatures. So I'm hoping this weekend that's one of the things I want to do is make my signatures. But I haven't started making pages yet. That's what I'm doing next. When I get that done, I'll make a video and show them. But and I think I am going to probably do 3 signatures because I think this is wide enough to do 3 in here. So I have all kinds of other papers. I've got some big envelopes, and thank you, Janice. Oh, I love her. She's great. And it's just fun. I always love her projects, but for some reason this one spoke to me and made me I had to do it. Whereas the other ones I think, oh, that's really cool. I'll do that someday, But this one was like, no, I have to do this now. So, I've got some ledger papers. I've got things like that. I wish I had some of those huge coffee filters. They were like this big. All I've got is the little ones for a personal coffee maker. And I'm not in the mood to go buy a big package of coffee filters for a giant coffee maker. I may change my mind. I could coffee stain them and send them to other people to use, I guess. I don't know how much they cost. But I was assuming if you've got an industrial size coffee maker that uses those coffee filters, you probably are buying them in bulk. And yeah, I'm going to use some deli paper. I used a bunch of my deli paper in my other book. And then I've sent out I sent out a bunch of my deli papers, you know, with wrapping books and things in them to send to people earlier in November. So I don't have a bunch of deli paper ready, but I'm definitely going to use some deli paper. And I don't know if I'll cut it down to fit or if I'll fold it, you know, like this and make it where it's got some pockety things. But these 14 by 14 deli papers, you know, will make good pages if I do them like that. I have been buying my deli paper at a surplus store, but I think they just closed down. A lot of people buy them on Amazon. Restaurant supply houses, you can get them at restaurant supply houses if you have one in your town. I bought 12 by 12. And then when I got that 12 by 14 jelly plate, I saw the 14 by 14 at that surplus place. And so I went ahead and bought it. And both of those, the 12 by 12 and the 14 by 14, came in 1,000 sheets per deal. I've given away a lot of the 12 by 12s, but but if you want some, Janice, I can stick some of those in with this if you want some deli paper. If you don't have any, I'd be happy to stick some of those in there. Would you rather have some 14 by 14s or 12 by 12s? How big is your jelly plate? My first jelly plate was a homemade one, and I used it and remelted it and used it and remelted it and used it for a long time before I bought a okay, I'll send 12 by 12 with it. Before I bought one. And when I bought one, I melted it down and redid it and gave it to a friend, and she's still using it. In fact, she bought a regular jelly plate and she lets her granddaughter use it, and she uses the homemade one because she likes it so well. They're softer, and so they will imprint stencils a lot easier than the Jelly Arts ones or the gel press ones. So there are some ways where they're superior, but I guess I was too hard on them, and I kept having to remelt it. And that was the only thing I didn't like about it, was having to remelt it all the time. Hi, Jamie. I'm glad you're here. Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, I'll send you some. In fact, let me see if I can get them right now so I don't forget that. I'm not sure I can reach them. If I can't, I'll write a note, but I think I can. Oops. Well, I just lost something, but oh, okay. Here's your stack of deli papers. I'm going to put that with this so I won't forget. And that way, at least you'll know if you really like them before you spend money on some. I love them. I think the deli papers are great. I guess while I'm sitting here, I could fold with the other ones that I have. Hi, Sandra. It's good to see you. I'm going to have to get off in a little bit and take my son to work. He has to be at work at 3 on Friday. He usually goes at 4, but Oops, I didn't fold that one up enough. But if I'm going to put some in this book, so I might as well be being productive while I'm sitting here chatting. Oh, you're welcome, Janice. Don't worry about it. I'm just happy to be able to share. Let me see. I'm going to do some of them with the pockets inside and some of them with the pockets outside. Let's see if I have any more. Oh, I've got more up here than I thought. Okay, we're going to have a lot of these in this journal. Let's see if I can. How many of you are working on one of those these journals following Lori Marie? I would love to know how many of you are doing it. I was just so excited by that project that I just had to play along. Yay, Janet! Dawn! Yay! Tanya! Cool! Yay, Janice! See, y'all need to be sure and post these things in the group so we can all see them and share in the joy. If you don't make videos, if you make videos, make videos of it. I love watching other people's process videos, because even if you're doing the same thing that other people are doing, you do some things differently, and we can all learn from you. That's what's cool about it, is that we can all learn from each other. Well, maybe that needs to be on your New Year's resolution list, Dawn. See if you can make videos. A lot of people video on their phone. Ooh, I would love to see that, Danny. You need to post that. Oh, thanks, Janet. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Okay, well, there's some deli paper pieces to go in my, see, we've got 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 of those. So that can fit in. I was trying to think what else I've got out here. Oh, you know what I've got? Hi, Rosie. I'm so glad to see you. Yes, please, Jamie, put it on there. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, post them in the group, Danny. I love it when y'all post your work in the group. I don't care who you're following or what you're doing. I always like to see it in the group. You don't have to. I'm not going to be mean about it if I find you posting it other places, but I would love to see it in the group. Let me put it that way. I've also got, I forgot about these. When I was at the thrift store, I got this this bunch of envelopes in a bag for $1.07. So I've got a bunch of envelopes I can put in here too. And this was a set where you put your invitation in this, see? And then you put this inside this. So it was like redundant envelopes. I know that that's fancy and all, but anyway, so I'll put some envelopes in here. Let's take out, I may make I'm going to take out 6. And I'm going to put them together and put one set at each signature. I also have, I'm not sure if I can actually do anything with it right now because the space is at a premium on my desk, but I've got this set of blueprints. It would be fun to use some of this blueprint paper in here. So I think I'll do this. This was a plan for some work they were doing at a college here in town. Well, it's not here in town, it's in Canyon, which is 20 miles away. But if you're in Amarillo or Canyon, you feel like you're easily in both places. So this is huge, but I may take one of these and tear it up into smaller pieces and use it in there. I haven't done anything with these because I keep trying to decide what to do with them. And I probably by now could have used them in a bunch of different things if I just would go ahead and do it. Oh, good, Dawn. I'd love to see your painty paper book when you get it done. Anyway, this is something I'm going to put in there. But it's too big for me to try to work on right now on this little desk. So I'm just going to set it right there. Trying to think what else I've got out here that I could use in it. Oh, I know. I have these textured wallpaper samples that the texture on them is just boring. It's nothing special. And so I haven't done anything with them. So I can put some of those in there. That would be fun. I'll pick out 3 to use, and then the ones I really liked, I cut up and used on the jelly plate. But all right, Tanya, we think alike quite often. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Okay, I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to do okay, let's put these aside because they're just getting messed up while I try to figure this out. All right, if I do it like this, it's a little bit too big. Oh, goodness, y'all, I'm so sorry. No, we don't see any errors showing up. Let me see if I can post Tanya's group. Just a second. All right, let's see if I can do it. There you go. That's Tanya's group. Oh, Janet got it at the same time I did. Oh, that's funny. Hi, Sherry. think I'm going to wait and put these. Well, no, it looks like it's doing okay. I was afraid it was going to tear or something. Okay. Let me get my paper cutter. Yes, you can have one. I thought you were bringing it to me. So no, I have one. Okay. My daughter came out here and she goes, I thought maybe she was watching my live stream and was saying, Mom, you need this. But she wasn't. She was asking if she could have a cough drop. Oh, how funny. It's like, yes, I've got one. And I've got it in my mouth. It's just not helping me. Okay. Oops. Oh, I messed it up. I hate it when I do that. So now it's all crookedy. So let's fix it because it'll drive me nuts. Okay. And now I need to fix this because I need to. Okay. Now I need to shorten it this way about 1 inch. All right. There's one of those. And then I'm going to cut off this place where I tore it out of the book. And then I'll add a little one in there too. These can be used. I'll have to put those in my scrap pile to use for something. And then we'll cut off. All right, so I got 2 pages out of that one. Hi, Patricia. I'm not sure if I said hi or not. I'm glad you're here. And let's get the next one and let's do it. Is that my group, Janice, or Tanya's? Okay. Well, my group is full at the moment. Although I guess I do have the right to add one more person, I guess. I just chose 100 people and said I wanted to stop there. Oh, wow, Patricia. We're supposed to get ice and snow tonight. They were saying we were supposed to get like 1 inch of ice and about 6 to 8 inches of snow, but it moved south of us, so I think we're only going to get a little bit of ice, hopefully less than 1/4 of an inch, and then a couple of inches of snow. At least that's what they were saying last time I looked. Hi, Never Forget. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Okay. I keep making these shorter than I really want to make them, so I'm going to make a definite spot there because I keep thinking I know where I'm supposed to cut it, and then it ends up being short. Okay. Oh, goodness. I have been too many places in the last week. I am so ready to not go anywhere. In fact, I told my kids I wasn't going anywhere today at all. And then I remembered that I had to do some, I had to do something on the car title. And so I had to go, even though I didn't want to. And then it cost more than I thought it was going to. And so I had to go get money out of the bank. And no. And I ended up being gone for 2 hours. I was like, for somebody who didn't want to go anywhere. Oh, that's a good idea, Janet. Old papers and ledgers. That's a great idea. So far, I don't have anything that I really want to gesso over. But I am going to put some newspaper in here that I'll want to gesso over. But so far, the stuff I've got, I'm not going to be doing any gesso. And this blueprint, I won't put gesso over it either. So living vicariously, huh, Patricia? Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have to do that. I think these little ones, I'm going to turn this direction just so there'll be something different. Okay. And then, well, hello, Troll Girl. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Welcome. And unfortunately, we're going to be, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to leave in like 2 minutes. I didn't realize it was this late. I've chatted way longer than I intended to. Oh, Santa, so good to see you. Now I remember you. And I'm sorry that you got here just as I'm going to have to leave. I have to leave in 4 minutes to take my son to work. And that means leave the house, not get off of here. So I'm going to have to get off of here in about 2 minutes. But I'm glad you popped in. I hope you were watching for a while and just decided to say hi instead of getting here right at the last second completely. I've got some ledger papers. Where are those? Let me look real quick. I hope I do make it, Tanya. Y'all pray that everything goes well and my husband's able to get that hard drive changed out easily so that I can be there Sunday. Y'all have a wonderful day too. And I do need to go. But when I get this put together, I'll do another flip through video so everybody can see. God bless you all. And then we'll work on it too. Bye-bye, Janice. You have a great evening too. Hopefully I'll see you all Sunday. Bye-bye.